The following teacher development program is brought to you by the MultiChoice Africa Foundation.
Where's your car?
History. I'm using my cousins for now.
And this?
Oh, sorry. These are the copies of the CD we made. I just want to give each to the choir members.
And me?
Yeah, I'd like to, but we just can't give away our CDs. We have to recoup all the costs by selling the rest.
How much?
Well, I don't know. Tell you what, you help me work out all the costs, then you can have one.
Deal.
Deal.
You map. I'm fetching the laptop.
All right. Yeah, it was. Did you see Miss Khaola lap? Miss Khaola. Whoa, wow, wow, wow. Let's go sit over there.
Where?
I just want to fetch some muffins and tea. Allah. There we go.
Yummy. Aha. I'll make a table of the costs. Well, first you need to tell me how these were made.
Okay, we got the sound engineer and recorded the music at the church.
Sound engineer. Okay, how much did he charge you?
It's not a he, it's a she. She charged us 4,000 rand. And for that, we got 50 copies too.
And the cover?
No, the cover we spent nothing. Jack took the pictures and Temba did the layout on his computer.
So then there were no printing costs?
I'd say 500 rands for 200 covers.
Why did you print 200 covers if you only have 50 CDs?
Okay, those 50 CDs are included in the 4,000 rand. So you get charged 20 rands per CD. So we managed to get ourselves 150 extra CDs.
Any other costs?
Well, no any other costs. I mean, we're doing everything for the church, so everything was for free.
So we'll first work out the total cost of the 200 CDs, and then we'll work them out individually.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay. First you go 150 times 20 to get the price of the extra 150 CDs.
That's 3,000 rands.
Right. Now add 4,000 rand for the she sound engineer and another 500 rand for the printing costs.
7,500 rand. Yeah, that's about right. I remember very well, the church gave us 5,000 rand and the rest we collected from the congregation.
Okay, then that's your total cost of 200 CDs. Now divide that by 200, then you'll get the cost of each CD.
It is 37.5. So I'd rather make it 37 rands 50. But that's cheap for a CD.
It is. But if you want to make money for the church, you're going to have to sell them at a profit. Lebogang, did you want to be a singer?
Not really. I just wanted to be the first one in my family to go to varsity. That's all I could think of.
Yeah, you had it harder than me. Now, I was just thinking, kids nowadays learn things like how much it costs to make a CD in their math literacy classes. I'm sure it expands their world all the time.
Yeah, sure.
Mr. Jean Makoto is teaching a lesson on calculating profit. One of the learners in his class has just cut a CD. He asks Stanley to tell the class about this.
This is my CD. I'm Stanley from underground artist from Kamsa Secondary. Ne? This CD I was recorded by last year by November, and I released it at SLS January. The CD is all about the choir music and some of the music written in Pedi and Zulu language. Guys, this is a wonderful CD. Please support me about everything. Next time, it's you boy we're going to make it. Just support me, and me too. I'll be part of this. Thank you.
Stanley explains to the class that it cost him 17 Rand to record and print each CD. If he sells the 200 CDs for 34 Rand each and he gives one CD away for publicity, he will make 3,366 Rand profit. To inspire the learners to start thinking about their own CD business, Jan hands out CD shop catalogs.
I want you now to start thinking about running your own business of selling CDs, okay? Now this, I'm just going to give you some of the pamphlets that will just inspire you. These are not something that it's a must that you use it, but just to inspire you, okay?
Stanley performs the hit song from his CD.
To you, I'm feeling good. Like, I'll show something.
Next, the learners have to decide what kind of stock turnover one can have in a CD business. They examine the business of an imaginary businesswoman, Tando. Jan demonstrates how much profit she can make if she sells 5 CDs.
She has a friend who works at a CD discount store. She can get CDs from the store at a cost price of 30 Rand each. If Tando sells every CD that she buys at twice the original cost, how much money could she make by selling? Now, for one CD, it cost Tando how much? Okay? Then how much is she going to sell it? They say she is going to sell it at twice the cost price. That is how much? 60 Rand each. Okay? So for 5 CD, how much is it going to cost her? It's going to cost her, it's going to be 5 times. Now, how much is that? 150. So
now the learners have to calculate the different amounts of profit Tando will make if she sells more CDs. In their groups, the learners discuss how much money they think Tando could make in a month and how many CDs they think Tando should sell. Some of the learners get very excited about the possibilities.
Me and my group, we thought that it can be 150,000 rands. And then, answer number B, it says how many CDs will she need to sell to make this profit at this price. And we thought that about 5,000 CDs because we're not giving a time.
This group is rather ambitious. Jan asked Stanley how this matches with his personal experience of selling CDs.
is it possible to sell 5,000 CDs a month?
It won't happen. Why? Because, first of all, just imagine 4 months, 4 weeks, or a month we talk about 4 weeks, and that 4 weeks mean we talk about 4 Saturdays. Ne? 5,000 CD per month, it won't happen.
Okay. Now, I know that everybody would love to make a very high profit, okay? That is everybody's desire. But we have to be realistic, okay? We have to look at the area where we live, where we are going to sell our CDs, and the amount of money that we can have to start this business. Because for that group to say they will have 150,000 at the beginning, that is not being realistic, okay?
How many units you will sell and at what price depends a lot on the popularity of your CD. Now the learners do an exercise where they have to calculate the profit based on a number of different factors. They have to accommodate Tando's taxi fares and determine how CDs of different prices will affect their profit. From this table of calculations, the learners have to come up with a formula for profit using different variables. John goes over the different variables they can use.
Meaning that these are symbols that represent this, what we have written this side, which is number of CDs, cost of CDs, you see all that, okay? Remember that the original formula that I gave you, where we said profit is equals to total income subtract the total cost. Okay? Now in this activity you're gonna include everything in the cost. Everything in the cost. Meaning that if you're gonna include traveling cost, any other costs that are involved. Okay? So you're gonna have to include them in this cost. And then we have the income, then you can calculate the profit.
The learners expand the profit function using the different variables. Jean asks one group to explain.
We said P is equals to number of CDs times selling price. And then minus number of CDs times cost of CDs.
Now we can see how did they derive their formula. When you look at their formula, it says profit equals to number of CDs times selling price, subtract number of CDs times the cost of each CD. Now, of which they had derived it from the main formula, which is profit equals to income, total income, subtract the total cost. Now, when we look at their total cost, do you think everything is included in their total cost? What do you think they have omitted?
Cost of traveling.
Now, can we have someone who will come and include or add the cost of traveling?
Okay, I think he must subtract cost of travel. Not positive, I think it must be negative.
Why do you think we have to subtract the cost of travel?
Yeah, because cost of travel and
This boy is struggling to explain in English. Jan allows him to explain in Sepedi, his home language. This kind of code switching is important to get concepts across. Language should never be a barrier to mathematics.
So maybe minus the one which I'm going to use maybe for delivering my CDs.
Yeah, I think he is right that we should put a negative there because we are subtracting all the cost, okay? But now we are going to put the brackets to show that we are now adding all the costs together. Is that clear? Very good. Congratulations.
In the end, all the learners are motivated to start their own CD business. As a gospel singer himself, Jan is quick to get the whole class swinging with enthusiasm for music and mathematics.
Right, okay, here we go. How much do you think we should charge per CD?
I would say 100 rand. Let's see. 100 minus 37 rands 50. Hey, 62 rands 50. 62 rands 50. A profit on each CD.
Let's see how much percent profit that is. 62.5 divided by 37.5 times 100 to get the percentage. That is 166.666%.
Hey, cool, man.
I'll round it off to the nearest percentage. That's a profit of 167%. People are going to think you're crooks.
Hey, that's what the public think of a CD price anyway. That is a rip-off.
Doesn't matter what we think. We don't know what actually goes into the making of a professional CD.
We met up with a music production team in studio.
In music business, there are a lot of calculations that have been done. And obviously, when you do calculations, you really need to have like pretty much informed basic, math definitions, or should I say, the know-how to calculate and stuff like that, because there are a lot of calculations happening in the music business.
But what exactly are these calculations?
First of all, you need to put the guy into a studio. And obviously, if you go to like a studio similar to this, perhaps it would cost you around something like 450 an hour, depending on how many hours are you going to work per day, and how many days are you going to work per month, and how many months are you going to work per, let's say, 400 rands an hour. And you work in something like 4 hours to try and develop basics of a song. So you're looking at something like 1,200 rands a day for a period of up to 3 months. You have to outsource the guy who would design a sleeve for you, and they would probably charge you around 10 to 15,000 rands. You would have to outsource people that would print CDs for you. When the final product has to be mastered, you have to go to another studio, which is the mastering studio, and they will put a charge. And you're looking at something like perhaps 5,000 rands. If it's cheap, you'll be looking at something like perhaps 60 to 70,000 rands budget to come up with a finished product.
And there are even more numbers.
You have what we call a first single, a second single, and a single that we would put out for radio. Okay, and the single that you put out for radio doesn't necessarily mean that it will be a single that will pick up sales. It's a single that will continue to give the album life. It's very popular on radio, but it's not a kicking track that will say, come buy me. But however, it's the album, it's the song that would, make you recognize the artist and want you to find more about the artist to an extent that you would even go to a CD shop and, ended up buying the album. The figures goes like this. You have 25,000 copies, which is pretty much standard for South African market when it comes to the music industry. 25,000 is an equation of gold, right? And you have 50,000, and then 50,000 is an equation of platinum. And therefore you have like figures after the 50,000. If you go to like say 100,000, that we know it's double platinum. If you go to like 150,000, we know it's like triple platinum. The best figure that ever sold from Kwaito genre is 275,000 copies of music. That was TKZ. They still hold the records of the best-selling Kwaito album.
Thanks for helping with the dishes.
You're welcome. Well, we'll sell it for 70 rands each.
Well, as we worked it out, that's a profit of nearly 87%. That's far more reasonable.
Well, I just thought we're doing this for charity.
Even for charity, that's still too expensive. I mean, your market cannot afford 100 rand per CD. Hey, I know just the way to cheer you up. Come. I'm gonna cheer you up. I'm gonna cheer you up. Stop being so sulky. I'm gonna cheer you up. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I'm gonna cheer you up.
From the very first move, from the very first
I'm
move.
gonna cheer you up.
Cheer me up, cheer me
I'm
up.
gonna cheer you up.
I'm cheered up.